Well, it's Mother's Day, 2026. Here we are at the castle, about to attempt an interesting project. Years ago, we built a deck out through this door, which we'll show you in a minute, but it was all open, very medieval, but all the sides are open. And one of the issues was that we can't really sit out there when the bugs are out with the wind. So this year, one of the major projects I wanted to do is kind of enclose it and make a really nice space that fit the ambiance of the castle, and also gave us a place that we could sit when the bugs were out, when it was raining, when it was windy. So I've redone most of the framing on the deck, which we'll show you in a second. And when I was at one of our favorite antique stores, we found these leaded Tudor glass panels that are from a men's club in Boston that was on Commonwealth Ave. Our guess is probably in that late 1800s, early 1900s. There's 4 panels of this size, which is about 17 by I think 63, and 2 panels that are about 22 by 63. I've got the window casings framed, hopefully right. I've measured them probably 400 times. And what we're going to attempt to do now is take first the small panels, take them out, and then set them in the casings. And hopefully when we put them up and lean them into the casing, they don't drop right through. So here we go. Okay, I'm out in the shop in the lower part of the parking lot. That's where I try to get most of my woodworking projects done. I'm working on the door for the Tudor room. I've got stuff rough cut. I'm going to try to just piece it together on the workbench and then kind of put the brace boards and lock it in and see what we can do about mounting the window. So I'm just going to be laying out the pieces that I rough cut and squaring it up, and then hopefully getting it all tightened up. So picked up this old barn window. This side's a little rough because it was outside. This is the inside part. Really nice. Again, all hand done. All the panes of glass are individual panes. A lot of work is into this. I'm going to try to work it into the door, and hopefully it'll match everything else on the deck. And it actually almost looks like a door. Well, here I am standing in the same spot I was in May when we first started shooting this video about the deck rebuild project. The windows were sitting here and we were just about ready to try hanging them into the casings on the deck. They're in, the door is on, most of the trim is done. We've got a little bit of interior decorating to do. We've got a few things to put on the wall. We're looking for a nice oriental rug to go down on the floor in there. But come on and take a look at what we've got so far. I think you're going to like it. So if you remember the pictures of the deck before I started when it was a storage area, this is what it looks like now. Welcome to the Tudor room. So this went from a room that we really couldn't use at all. We had built it, like I say, probably 20 years ago, and never could really sit out here because of the bugs and the cold and the wind. And now it actually has become one of our favorite spots in the castle. Loretta pretty much lives out here now in this weather. It's a great place to read, sit and have tea when we have visitors over. We sit out here and everybody really likes it. The windows, we couldn't be happier with. I think they really make the whole place. This is a little bit of a hard place to shoot video in, so I'm going to step behind the camera for a minute and show you a couple of the details in here. Actually, first I'll show you the door that I was working on out in the greenhouse is now hung. This is a door pull that I made in a blacksmith shop, oh God, probably 25 years ago, that we had on a door that we changed, but this works really well now. We've got a stone staircase that goes up to the upper part of the land. This is the barn window. This is the inside surface, which is stained. The outside of the window, the rough part that I showed you in the greenhouse that I reglazed, the glazing is still drying, and I'll have to let that dry probably for another week, and then we'll shoot it with a brown. So let me show you a couple of the other things that we did in here. When I bought the glass panels that are the big windows, I also bought the panel that you see in the door that was from a barn that worked really well. And there was this other smaller barn panel that was available, so I picked this up. Same thing as the one in the door, all individual panes of glass, all hand cut, lot of work. So this now gives us ventilation in the room. I just got to put a historic door window latch on it, but really nice. I built a screen for it so we can have it open and have cross ventilation from inside the house, and we think it adds a lot to the whole look, again with the Tudor windows. 1920s, early 30s, Art Deco Torchier. And because of our love of all things historic and unusual, I'm going to show you something that we picked up that just couldn't resist. So I'm going to pan up to it so you can see it. So here he is, our adopted son. We couldn't resist picking him up. He reminds us of something out of Versailles, out of the Sun Palace there. And we've just got to find two really nice, unusual things to put on each side of him. And we think he's pretty handsome and has a good home up there. So I enjoyed having you along with me on this project. It was a little bit difficult at times, and I had to bleep out a fair amount of swearing. But we enjoy sharing our home and our lifestyle with people who have similar interests. So if you want, you can always get in touch with us and come over and tour the grounds, see the gardens, and have a cup of tea with us in the beautiful new Tudor room.